Hello, world. Okay. I wanted to give another update about my experience working with Uber Eats. So, I actually really enjoy it, and I would really recommend it for anyone who has a driver's license, who is in their area, um, and yeah, that's about it. Um, if you have any questions, if there's anything that you might have about yourself that you wonder if it would match with what would be needed to do this job successfully, just let me know. Ask me a question. I'm open. um, so I've done how many? Um, so my first run was on Sunday. Today is Friday, and I took off Monday and Tuesday. Um, why? I don't know. Don't ask me. I should have ran. I had to take care of some errands and some things. Just like right now, I had to do some stuff, so I'm not out. But I haven't done a whole day. I would really love to do that. I would really love to do a breakfast shift. I haven't done that yet all week. And it's Friday, and breakfast is basically over now. So next week, I should be able to get that. I am currently looking, for jobs, so I may have a full-time job eventually. That would be nice. But this is amazing, in my opinion. You don't have to wear anything special. I would recommend to be comfortable, just like everybody else says. It's extremely important to be comfortable. I also think about the weather. I am in Texas, so I'm in Dallas, Fort Worth, and it's so funny because each time I go out, I actually end up in a different area. So the first night that I went up north, and then the next time I went out, I went south, and then yesterday when I went out again, I went even further south, um, and out towards Fort Worth a little bit. So I, I mean, I think as long as you are positive and you keep moving, it's important. I will go over a few things that I didn't think a lot about before I started. So I have one insulation bag, and I got it from my sister, so I didn't even buy it. But I will, if once I start going and I start making more money, I'll definitely invest into the ones that you can get on Amazon. I've seen in the Facebook groups, the sharing of that. So I did save that link. So when I'm ready, I'm going to buy one or two, maybe. Um, so the hardest delivery that I have is when I'm delivering at night. It's hard to see. It's hard to see the address. It's really hard to see the surrounding areas. Um, the street lamps around are not very good. I mean, they're on the streets, but they're not for side streets. And the apartment complexes and neighborhoods do not have very good lighting. It's difficult. And so I use the flashlight on my phone to look. I also have another flashlight in the car, but I usually just use my phone because I have it with me and it's easiest. And what makes it even harder sometimes, though, is houses that I've gone to, the numbers aren't on there, or they've worn off, and it's hard to find. It's not even on the mailboxes, because that's what I usually go for. I usually look at mailboxes and then there's no number, and then I go to the houses and I can't find a number, and I'm wondering how these people get mail. But um, so the first time that I went out, I actually knocked on two wrong doors, and I just apologize, for bothering them because it clearly isn't for them. But usually the person is nearby; it's their next door neighbor or someone walking up that across the street. So most of the people that I've delivered to are waiting for me actively. So I wouldn't worry too much about finding people to deliver to. They're they order food, they usually do. I haven't had any of the problems that other people have reported about I haven't canceled any orders. I haven't not found anyone. I haven't had any address changes just yet. Um, I really don't want that to happen. I really have been blessed that everyone who I've gotten their order for has followed all the way through. The only problems or issues that have come up in the calls are with me because I'm inexperienced. I'm not aware of the surroundings, and especially if it's nighttime, it's harder to see. I usually can get by in the daytime. Daytime is easy. Apartments, houses, whatever. Um, and I live in an apartment, and so before I started, I knew that apartments were they were pretty something that people complained about. And I was like, well, I've grown up in apartments. I'm good. But the thing is that apartments are done differently, and customers don't always give all the information. And especially if you know that there's other apartments. I live in a vicinity of, I think, five apartment complexes, and so if I ordered, I would be understanding that they may not come to the right place. I would understand if they went to the next door across the street. Um, because on the GPS, it's kind of hard. I've also been using the GPS, which I know that other drivers, they don't. They use other GPSs, but I've just been sticking to the app one, and I'm finding it pretty easy. I do go, sometimes I'm going the speed limit, and the street uh, is, automatically there. And so I have to kind of like maneuver around. And I've been really grateful that other people are not around me when I'm trying to maneuver, and I just figure it's part of driving delivery. I think most delivery drivers have to do U-turns. I think most delivery drivers have to take that extra precaution and look around. Um, I think it's normal. I don't think it should be unexpected. I think that should be expected. So, with that being said, I find it fun to do that though. I think it's fun to go to these new areas or these areas that I haven't been to or I haven't been to in a long time. I also find it interesting that I'll approach areas that I'm more familiar with from a different way. And I'm like, wow, like I know where I am now. And where 2 minutes ago I didn't. So it's really nice. It's also really nice that I haven't gone too far out of Dallas. Like I said, I really want to stay in Dallas just because I don't want to go too far from home. And I was told by the Green Light Hub here in Plano that if I do go too far and I want to go back, to, to just go offline and get back into the area and then go back online. Because before the first night, I just left it, I just left it on, and I would just be saying no thanks to calls because I was like, it's behind me. I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. So if there's something picking up, in front of me, I'm gonna go, or next to me, I'll go. But I don't want to go too far back, like 10 minutes back. That makes no sense. So actually, my acceptance rating was 70%, and then for these last couple of days that I've been running, I've accepted every call. I've delivered every call. So now my acceptance is, I think it went up to 90%, and then I think I checked yesterday or this morning, and it's 100% again. So they told me it resets every week, but it looks like it resets every day. I'm not sure exactly. And I'm not sure that you get problems, but I guess you do get, it goes into your history. So I'm sure there is some sort of history in Uber, maybe on the data side, where if they wanted to see who's accepting the most calls, who's, canceling the most calls, I think that's what's important. So I would just say accept every call and don't be scared. The first time, like I said, I would say no thanks, no thanks, because I was nervous. I didn't want to stack. I didn't want to have too many calls, and so the first day I did that, and it hurt me, but it didn't hurt me that bad. So if you did that, don't worry too much. But you can't. It's easily corrected the next day. So if you're on a call and you're going to your delivery and one comes in, just hit tap, especially if you want to keep working. Just keep going because it's going to be really close. And because I don't know. So I did that and it was like 3 minutes and then 4 minutes and then the next one I got after I dropped off was like 10 minutes. So I just automatically say yes, and usually they're really close. And yesterday I had one of those that I dropped at one place and then just in the same block I had a pickup, and it was really easy. So don't even worry. Don't stress out about it. Um, and then my own, I don't know if this is what happened. I'm not sure, or I'm imagining things, but I did have a call a couple nights ago, and when I was delivering, I got a ping, so I accepted it. But when I got to the delivery, this is one of those apartments that it was dark. I think it was like 9:30 at night or 10, something like that, and so it took me too long to deliver this one meal. And so by the time I completed that call, or that trip or delivery, I noticed I didn't have a call anymore. And I was like, did they take it from me? I have no idea. So I'm assuming that might happen. So if I do have a issue on my call and I take too long, since I did notify Uber, because I notified Uber that I didn't get in contact with the customer, and they contacted the customer, and then the customer called me. It was one of those weird situations. And so, in my opinion, that is normal. That's normal for delivery. I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's difficult. I just think keeping an open mind, having a good attitude about it, and not letting it get to you is the number one thing. Don't get frustrated. Oh my goodness, they're not home. Oh my goodness, I'm at the wrong address. Oh no, I messed up. Like, apologizing does not fix it does not fix that issue. Getting to the customer fixes that issue. And so I won't apologize until I get there. Like, I will, I might apologize, because I apologize too much, maybe, but I might say, hey, I'm so sorry, I can't, are you here? Where are you? This is where I am. And I got to a point where I was like, hey, you can see me. Like I can't really see too well on the GPS. Can you tell me where it is? And they were like, yeah, you're actually across the street. You just need to come on the other side. So it's super easy. And I think I'm a pretty smart person. So just try to stay open and look and know that it's there, and you have to look for it. And I do try not to contact the customers at all. So I get the call, I just go pick up the food, I go to the delivery address, I might search for a minute, and actually something I did not know was the time. So usually on GPS it shows the time, right? And so I thought that was the GPS time. I thought that was the time that was going to take me to get there. But what I'm thinking, let me know if I'm wrong. What I'm thinking is that that's the time that the customer is expecting delivery. So, and I've noticed that actually now that I've become more like keen to using this app, and I know what to look at, and I also am getting more detailed because when you start working on it, anyone who works with computers or apps, or I don't mean like working on them, but I mean just using them, you do realize more stuff the longer you use it. So it's one of those things. So the first time, just go. Just go and just do it. There's only one way to learn how to do this, and that is to do it, in my opinion. I wouldn't even think everybody's opinion, because every delivery will be different. Every person will be different. Don't expect tips. I don't expect any tips. I'm expecting to get paid on the call. I really appreciate tips. Everybody I know appreciates tips. If there's a tip jar, they want tips. So I don't have a tip jar, but I'm just saying, everybody enjoys tips. Everybody enjoys that. And the people who've tipped me have tipped me pretty good. I haven't had any low tippers. I would say. Um, so, I mean, I think people are really nice. I think people are really amazing. I haven't met anybody who has been upset with me, even though it may have taken me a little longer because, like I said, I really try really hard to keep a positive attitude. I really do apologize, especially if it is my fault that I feel like it's late, especially now that I see that time at the bottom. I know that it's more like a countdown for the customer instead of how long the GPS is saying it's going to take me. I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that because I don't really know. Um, first week here, first week. So um, I'm just saying that people are nice. And I've gone to places, like I said, with no hardly any lights on the street, and you just have to be careful. I usually get out of my car. I usually lock the car, especially especially if I'm going far. Um, I also don't bring anything with me. Nothing. Nothing. I don't bring anything. Um, I want to be able to part ways with anything I have with me. So you just never know. It is a real thing. People, are criminals, and I am in Dallas. So I think it's just really important to always be aware of your surroundings. And if you are uncomfortable, customer knows. Customers there, they want their food. I don't. I don't think anybody is out to do anything crazy like that. So I think it's just really important just to stay positive and updated and excited. And I'm excited. I really enjoy it. I plan on continuing this. I don't do passengers. I think I might do passengers. I am a little wary about late night passengers. I don't. I've done a couple of passengers back in 2015. And I mean, I'm fine with passengers, but and they were late at night. They were early in the night though. They were like on the front end. They weren't on the back end. So I didn't have any issues with drunks or anything like that. They were going out to get drink. So I didn't have any problems like that. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's commendable to be able to offer the safe rides home to people who need them, people who are letting loose and all that. I was a little worried to begin with. I'm not sure. I feel much safer doing delivery. I think if I do passengers, I know mornings might be better, or even starting early mornings, just in case if there is anybody who, went to an after party, wants to go home, that might be fine. But I don't know if anybody has any tips for passengers, or any other tips for delivering, or any questions for me regarding Dallas, and delivering here. Everyone is super cool here. Everybody, I think everybody is really nice, and I think all the drivers that I've connected with online are amazing, and they're so nice, and they answer any question you have about anything. You have a question about where to go, if someone needs help, if someone's just overloaded, if they know there's a lot of calls there, things like that. So or if you have any other issues, if you have tax questions, they're not tax experts, but they could definitely shoot you in the right direction, get you going in the right way, and then you get going, and then you can learn more. And also, the Uber website offers so much information. So I know a lot of people have been asking lots of questions, and when I'm on Facebook, I usually just say, hey, Uber has, a lot of questions. So if you have a whole lot of questions about doing this, just go to uber.com, and I'm sure that you'll be able to find really valuable information. I think that there's more information available once you become a driver, that I've noticed, I think, or maybe I've just noticed some more stuff. But yeah, the only thing that I want to touch on, one more thing, is that I don't get any boosts. I have one boost coming up, and it's 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. And it's 1.1. It's basically the same thing. It's zero point 0.1 more than what I would be making, which is more than one. I understand. So I'm not a person that's going to complain about that at all. I'm just informing, sharing. I did miss the quest that came out. So sad. I wish I could have done that. I might still run, and I might still try to take some trips. I mean, if it's busy, right? If it's not busy, I'm just gonna go home. But if anybody knows any tips on getting more boosts, I do have 30 trips so far. I need to get I need to start doing more. Looking for a job just takes, time. And then yeah. So it's been nice. It's been real, and I hope that I can get more experience and I can offer more help and help anybody who might want to know. Thanks.